it's back to van life in our first proper holiday since moving to the Highlands. Welcome, we are Kath, Sue and Fudge. After living for 2.5 years in our motorhome, and with the help from the BBC's Escape to the Country, we found our forever home in the Highlands of Scotland, where we enjoy all it has to offer, including hiking, swimming, cycling and running. So why not join us in our post-retirement adventures? Well, hello from the island of Lewis. Apart from our stopover, which you would have seen last week, this is the first real place that we've come to. It's not far from the butt of Lewis, which is right at the very top end. And this is a quirky little campsite called the Uncle's Croft campsite. At the moment, we're the only people here. And the owners are away to wedding. We don't know for how long, but there's just an honesty box. It's really laid back and it's lovely. So we're going to head off for a walk now, and we're told there might even be a bunch of seals. What would that be called? A school? I don't know. But anyway, hopefully we'll see a lot of seals. Now, it was possible to walk right through the croft and eventually come out onto the cliffs. But that walk was really interesting. Lots of quirky little things to see en route, clearly run by people with a sense of humour. We were saying earlier, Sue, we needed to get some more cash.
Yeah. Do you think it will allow me to take money out?
Free cash tomorrow.
Well, we'll definitely come back tomorrow then.
Well, once you go all through that intrigue on the way down to the end of the croft, you get to this point. And we're hoping to see a colony of seals, and that was the word I was looking for earlier. Sue thinks there's one over there, so we're going to go and have a look. And there's certainly out on that rock out in the sea, loads of different types of birds. You won't be able to see it on this camera, but there are actually at least 3 seals all up there. They've got their heads out of the water, and as we're walking along, they're keeping their eye on us. They're really big. A big fat belly. Okay, now I've got something wild for you. Yes, it's the Christmas launch of this new refillable case from Wild Cosmetics. Now, we have been partnering with Wild now for almost 12 months. And with all of this nature around us being in such a beautiful place, it just makes you more invested in your environment. And this is a company that are on a mission to remove those single-use plastics from our bathrooms. And this is a product that really works. Sue and I love these little cases, and there's so many different designs, and there's 3 new fragrances especially for Christmas. We've got vanilla and butterscotch, berry Christmas and Santa's cookies. Which one will I choose to try next? Well, I think it's berry Christmas for me, so let's get it in there. Really easy to do. There we go. And then just twist it. Oh, that smells lovely. Can't wait to use it. Now, all of Wild products are vegan and cruelty free. So they've got that Leaping Bunny certification. And I just cannot recommend these products enough. We're so glad that we switched to something that does our little bit for nature. And the best thing about this is for this launch, we've got a code called Motorhome. I'll put a QR code on the screen as well, which you can scan. Not quite sure which side it'll be, but that will get you a 25% discount. Now, we also use the subscription, so you get a little bit of extra money off, and the refills come through the post. And the best thing is, all of those refills go straight into the compost bin as soon as they're finished. Now let's get back to enjoying nature. Good morning. Now, Sue's got us a route planned for the day. It's about 7 miles, did you say?
Yeah, 7.5.
7.5 miles. And we do take in some things that look quite interesting on the way. And Sue promised me that she's got some fun facts. Hopefully. Well, after walking for no more than about 10 minutes, we've been treated to this gorgeous beach. We met somebody on the campsite last night who was coming down to here because he's a big surfer, and he said that the waves on this beach were quite spectacular, so you can see why people would come here to surf, can't you? Tell us then.
Well, a memorial was placed here in 2010 in remembrance of those lost on that day on the 5th of March 1885. There were 2 boat crews from the local village were lost in the Cundall drowning. It was right in front of everyone who was watching, and they couldn't have any boats go out and save them because of the strong currents and the big waves.
Wow. I'm guessing in a small village like this, everybody who was on those boats was from the village.
Yes, they were, all of them, leaving their wives and children behind. In fact, it did say down here how many. 9 widows and 22 children.
Can you imagine how awful it would have been for mums and sons and daughters to be, and wives, to be standing here looking out there and watching their loved ones drown as they couldn't get back to shore? And one of the facts that Sue's also read about is there was only one body buried somewhere near this monument because it was the only body that was actually recovered, having washed up to shore, and that was Angus Morrison, and he was aged 28 at the time. We've just stopped briefly at the Butt of Lewis lighthouse. I'll tell you a few things about this. Well, this point is the most northerly point on the Outer Hebrides. And if you look in a straight line between me and the lighthouse and keep going, eventually you will come to Iceland. Now, this is one of 200 lighthouses that cover the 6,000-mile coastline of Scotland and keep our sailors safe. So at night, lighting up, this area so they don't crash into the rocks. And there's plenty of rocks they could crash into, I can tell you. It's fascinating. There are actually people who worked here and lived and worked here right up until 1998, but now it's automated, so they don't need to actually live here. And I think from the 1700s there's been a lighthouse at this point. I bet this has got some stories to tell. Well, behind me is a ruin, but it wasn't built a long time ago. It was built in 1986. That's probably why it's falling apart. It's called the Butt of Lewis Shellfish. No idea what it is, but it is standing in front of a gorgeous bay. This is so cool. This part of the walk brings us back to the place we came to last night, and there's loads of seals in the water, more than we saw yesterday. There's also some on the rocks as well, and Sue says they're just about getting back into the water. This camera definitely won't pick them up. They're so big. I think they're grey seals. I only say that because they're grey looking. And you probably can't hear it either, but a couple of seconds ago they were making a noise. Fudge could hear it. They were like, woo, woo. That's my seal impression. If you were able to cross this bridge, it would take you to a Dunestean, I don't know if I've said that correctly, a late medieval fort, and it's archaeologically quite important. The university, is it University of Glasgow?
Edinburgh.
Oh, University, is it?
Yeah.
No, University of Glasgow. So University Glasgow, the archaeology folk there, have done quite a bit of excavation here, and they can position certain buildings on the site. It's well worth coming. It's a shame we can't get over there and have a look at it, but it's well worth a visit. Our lunch stop has been the Breakwater Cafe just behind us. I think it's pretty much the only thing in Port Ness, which is where we are now. We've had the most delicious soup. Only thing is, you can't take dogs in there. It is a restaurant as well, so it's fair enough. But we've got a nice still dry day today, so it's fine. And we both had a soup, and they served it to us in takeaway containers. They said we could choose, but it would obviously keep it warmer. And it was delicious. So really hearty lunch. And now I'm looking out over the harbour, and it's gorgeous. Well, our latest stop for the night is Bosta Beach. And a little car park is right at the end of the road. It doesn't go any further. But there's toilets and there's bins. And for a donation, you can stay here for the night. And why wouldn't you? Because it's a gorgeous spot. Now, when we arrived, we were a bit worried. There were lots of vans here, but most of them seem to have gone now. I think there's 3 of us left. I don't know whether the others will be staying the night because it's still quite early. You have to be aware it's next to a cemetery, so maybe it's going to get a bit spooky later. But it'll do for us. We'll enjoy it, I'm sure. We can't believe it. We're being blessed with some fairly calm and relatively warm weather in the Outer Hebrides for this time of year. This bay is gorgeous, and this water is just, well, so clear and fresh looking. It looks like it's a sandy bottom, and I am so tempted to have a swim. Am I brave enough? Sue's just tested the water. She says it's freezing, but I might just have to do it. And this thing you can see is called a time and tide bell and is a bronze sculpture. And apparently each one of these all around the UK has got its unique sound. The movement of the water causes the bell's clapper to strike it and creates a musical pattern that changes with the tide. But Fudge wasn't really interested in this. She had a ball to play with. And I've no idea what this is. Every dog we've ever had seems to do this. They're not quite burying it, but I don't know, just mucking it all up. Well, this is it. Oh, and Fudge is taking her steps in. Oh, it's gold. Oh, it's gold. It's a beautiful sandy bottom. And actually, do you know what? In comparison to the lochs that we have been swimming in, it's not as bad. Oh, she says, maybe speaking slightly too early. Oh. Actually, do you know what? It's not as bad. This is what they said about the Atlantic Ocean with those the prevailing winds. Right, slowly. It's okay. It's okay. I tell you what, the colour is amazing. Let's see if we can go for a bit of a swim, shall we? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is Philly and Keely. Never regret a swim, yeah? Oh, I'll tell you what, the coldest part of my body is my hands. Anyway, I'm going to give this back to Sue and head off for a bit of a swim. Well, my swim was very short and I was soon out. How was it then?
It's cold.
It's cold. The start isn't so bad because it's quite shallow, but the further out you get, then my hands. If I had my gloves on, it would be a lot different. I've enjoyed it though. So there's something pretty important about Bosta Beach, and that is there is a replica here of an Iron Age house. And the reason that it's here is because in a major storm in 1992, the profile of this beach area was completely changed, and it revealed, sand was washed away and revealed the remains of effectively an Iron Age settlement, and Scottish Iron Age is also that Pictish age as well. So it was excavated between 1992 and 1996, so that a lot could be learned about it, and then at the end of the excavation it was all covered up again to preserve it again for future. And what was discovered is actually the bottom bit of the houses was built underground with only the top of the walls exposed, and that is why it was preserved for so long. So they covered it up but built a replica so that we can have a look at it today. Unfortunately, it's not open at the moment. I think between about October and December it closes for the winter, so we can't actually go in, but we can have a look around it. Morning. Well, today we're on another walk, and this time we're leaving the Bosta Beach car park, and we've found a circular 7-mile route which takes us along the coast and then largely back up the very, very quiet lane that we drove in on in the first place. But that'll get our blood pumping for the day. We've only just set off and we've come across this clearly ruins of some kind of old building. We have no signal, so we can't see what it is, but it looks like some kind of really long house. There's a door in the middle of the long bit, so maybe an old barn, or I think in times gone by people and animals would have been dwelling very close together. I see
don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Later, it comes later, dear, for many of us. I promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet.
As you can see, a layer's come off. It's really still and sunny now, so you're feeling the heat of the sun. And we're just passing the Bernera, I hope I'm saying that right. That's this part of Lewis. But we're just passing the community centre where there's, you obviously see, there's some tennis courts, there's a shop, a cafe and a museum. None of which are open. I'm sure they're open during the summer months, but they probably don't have enough passing traffic this time of year. But anyway, nice to know it's here, isn't it?
It's gonna take some time to get there. I don't care.
Well, that's us back, almost back at the van now. Hope you've enjoyed that walk as much as we have. We've been blessed with glorious weather really for this time of year again. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch up with you next week somewhere else in the Outer Hebrides.
So I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say